of that cap, because the cap, that gap, if I let that go and go and go, eventually that cap could become loose. I don't want that, do I? This was hardly any right in there. Okay. See where I depressed it in there, and I can wipe over a little more if I want. Now, if I think that this caulking is not going to match exactly, what I could do is take this caulking a little bit and wipe over the entire thing. You know what I mean? This whole thing, but I don't have to do anything just yet. In fact, I might end up doing that once I get it up here. It's going to cover most of this line. Well, since I'm right here, I'm going to go ahead and caulk that top, this top crack. And see, it's still coming out of my caulk tube, even though I've got the pressure off, my gun pressure off, the handle. Okay. Now, I'm going to do this top here, and I'm going to kind of hold it right here and depress in. And I'm kind of pushing it in as I'm going. I'm not just trying to go over the top. And that's pushing it into that gap more. Okay. Now it's small right there, so I can go a little quicker. All because I got a small tip cut into this caulk tube. If I had a big one, it would be going all over the place, and I'd be wiping off all kinds of extra. I can see over in here the crack is pretty big, so I'm going to stand back a little bit, and I can see how it's going right under there. Oh, I don't know, 3/16 to a quarter. Okay. And I've got a little bit of the caulking tube out, maybe that much, but see, it's still coming out of the tip. I still have to kind of watch that. Now I'm gonna just use my finger along there. Kaboom. And see, I don't have much of the existing grout seam showing anymore, so I can take a little extra here and just kind of dab on a little bit where I think it needs it. This is just in case the color doesn't match exactly. Obviously, if this caulking line was really super big, there's only so much I'm going to do to it, you know. That didn't take much of my caulk, did it? There. That's looking nice. Okay. And we'll keep you right here. I think you can see that. And it's still, even now, it's still coming out. Even though I've depressed the end of my tip there. And if you don't use this grout, the ceramic grout, sanded grout that I'm using, you can use regular gray, medium gray, light gray, depending. But it cost, it's a little cheaper, but this was only, it was $7, $6.97 or something. It wasn't that bad. Okay. I've depressed the end, but it's still, even now, it's still coming out. So now that I have extra, I can just wipe it on there, and I'll know since I'm doing that, when I do the bottom around the next bit, I'll just take the rest and I'll wipe it on, you know, so I'm getting it all covered. That way I'm not wasting any. Okay, so where I see it, this is just cosmetic now. If you really are off, you know, now you're going to be exactly right on for your grout. It's going to look all sanded when it dries. It's going to look like the stucco. It's going to look like everything else. And if it was just these two edges, you look on the other side, you wouldn't even know I caulked that. Okay. Okay. I'm going to still do the bottom first, I guess. This one's up over my head a little bit, but I can still reach it. Just concentrate on one or the other. You can do the top first or the bottom first. Don't try to do the whole thing at the same time. You see over here, there wasn't much of a crack at all. But I'm gonna wipe it on there like I did before. I'm gonna make it just the same as the other side now. Now instead of wiping off my excess here, I'm gonna wipe my excess off in the middle. If I have any excess, see right there, I didn't have much. Okay. It looks like right in there at the pressed in, because that was really a big hole right in there. So I'm just gonna kind of do that again. Wipe my tip off because it's still coming out. Some caulking tubes never do that. See, I just wiped it off and there's still more coming out, even though this has been depressed. And some caulk tubes do that, so you just have to kind of prepare yourself and just double check. The last thing you want is to put that somewhere and forget about it and then have it get all over your carpet, your flooring, whatever you have, you know. I've done it. Not a pretty sight sometimes. Okay. I've been needing to do this for a while. I noticed it 8 or 9 months ago and I thought, oh yeah, someday I'll have to get up there and do that. And then during the winter I looked at it and sure enough, the ice was down here and the ice was built up, and as it was melting, I could see it traveling sideways. Well, that's going to prevent water from getting in there, and if I stick enough of it on there, it could help bond my cap to there. If you think your cap's loose, your concrete cap, this cap up here, this could help. This could help that. Okay, so it's doing two things in one, and it's making it look better, more better. Just filling in. I could have left it and seen if it matched, but it was two-tone, two different colors, because this grout was so old. It's got all kinds of white on it and some gray. Oh, I'd be hard-pressed to get it exactly right. Okay, now I got one more edge to go, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Well, that's all I have for this time. But I'll be back with more videos.